Soon we're going to talk to the guy who may well be, though it's still on a bit of a knife edge, the next new Wellington City Councillor, and he's reversed a quite remarkable green surge in politics, local body and national politics in Wellington. Karl Tiefenbacher will be joining us soon. I'm just want to give you a chance to hear some of your feedback. Sean, Waka Kotahi contractors leave more value in cones and signs chucked in the bush or grass on the side of the road every day than the cost of those vests. Maybe mainstream media could report on that. Cheers from Ian and Turangi. I'd love to hear from any of you when we take calls. How do you feel when you see a news media that believes that's a story? This text here from Keller. Oh, Keller, of course. Wow, really, this is our finance minister. Nicola Willis is way out of her depth and clearly has no idea what she's doing. I can't wait for her disastrous budget to come out so it can be picked apart. Okay, Keller. I give her less than a year before she's rolled or resigned. Our country is screwed under this government. Keller, it's amazing that political polls do not suggest that most people agree with you. Matt says the new app is going well. It's not cutting out. Fantastic. Sean, Graham says Greens bitching about welfare sanctions. No surprises there. Sean, do the Trans and Palestine protesters receive any taxpayer money or benefit? Probably, yes. And a lot of people coming through. What questions would you like me to ask Chris Hipkins tomorrow when he comes on the show? I'll do that. We might do that by talkback later on. Sean, love the way Willis said getting us on a better platform. She's catching on. That's from Warwick. But someone else says, Nicola Willis, a corporate mouthpiece not to be trusted. All right, let's go from sort of national budgets and books to a more local issue. There's been a by-election in Wellington, and actually it all flows from Golders Garriman allegedly being a little bit light-fingered in some designer clothes shops. Because, of course, she resigned within a week of that story breaking. And Tamatha Paul, who was a Wellington City Councillor on the Green ticket, moved up to the big house to be an MP for the Greens. Tamatha Paul, got elected. Tamatha Paul got elected at the election. It was Celia Wade-Brown, the former Mayor of Wellington, so I got that wrong, dead wrong. But Tamatha Paul went from being a Green councillor in Wellington to being an MP at the last election. That opened a vacancy on the Lambton ward, and an independent guy called Karl Tiefenbacher put his hat in the ring. He owned an ice cream store, and he was truly independent. There aren't many these days in local body politics who are. And it looks like he might win. So I thought we'd better have a chat to him. He joins us on the line now. Karl, how are you? Welcome to the platform.
Yeah, good, thanks, Sean.
Look, firstly, where are we at? Because it was down to what, 45, 50 votes or something?
Oh, no, I think I'm about 157 ahead going into the special votes, and I think there are about 600 of those, or just 550 of those. So it really comes down to the special votes.
How confident are you then?
Oh, mate, I'm pretty nervous. I had a very, very solid lead on Saturday and was told, hey, you've won provisionally, obviously, but, we don't think they can catch you. But somehow the Greens managed to miracle up 500 odd votes on the last day, which,
They do quite well on specials, the two. They're quite motivated, Karl.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm nervous. As I said, I've still got a decent lead, but having said that, you don't know the result until the result's out.
Okay. Why on earth did you do this? You've been a successful businessman. I presume your life is okay. Why on earth would you get involved in Wellington local body politics?
Oh, I think like most people, Sean, I'm just really... I'm pretty scared about Wellington, actually. I mean, we've been going backwards for quite a few years now, and financially the city is getting into a really scary space. Not only has the council got debt that's well beyond its means, but the cost of rates are just skyrocketing. The city's infrastructure is deteriorating. In literally, if we don't stand up and actually try to be counted, we can't keep complaining that things aren't going well, and we hate the direction of the city.
Yeah, what can you do as an independent, though, on a Green Labour-dominated council that's still into building cycleways?
Yeah, I think it's really about a message. It's not about me. If I can turn a Green seat independent, that sends a clear message to the council that what they're doing is not what the people want. The reality is there are some good independents already on that council. There's some actually Labour council members who will cross the floor occasionally. as well, and there's some left-leaning independents who will also cross the floor on certain issues. And I think really it's about uniting the people and understanding what you're doing is actually corrupting our city. Everyone knows it. Why can't you see that? And I think some of them are starting maybe to wake up to the fact that, we can't keep going the way we are because it's just not what we want.
Yeah. Karl, have you ever been involved in politics before?
Not at all.
Okay, so you are genuinely a newbie. If you were, and when do you find out if you win? When are the specials finally counted?
Tomorrow night is when late tomorrow anyway, whatever that means, is when the final result is expected.
Okay. Is there anything, and as you say, and I think you're right, and it's quite good to hear someone humbling enough to say, me getting elected to the Lambton ward is going to change the city overnight. It is an indicative thing that, as I said, the green tide might be slowing or has been turned. But you must have some idea for something you'd like to do, and I'm just going to throw a couple of issues at you. Homelessness and the people who defecate in the street in central Wellington. Would you do something about all the beggars? Would you want to?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have business in Courtney Place, so I probably get more of that than most people. When you have to go in and actually move people out of your front door so you can open your shop, that's pretty annoying, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then you have to throw some buckets of water around to try and get rid of the urine smell as well. And I think that requires bylaw changes, but it also needs the council to actually take it seriously and want to do something about it.
Do they not take it seriously, do you think?
Well, how long has it been going on for? Taking seriously is getting results, isn't it? And if you say you're taking things seriously, but you don't actually do anything to change the situation, then I question how seriously you're really taking it.
Okay. If you do get in tomorrow, do you want to go further in politics, or is this, this the high water mark?
Politics is not really something that I've ever aspired to, Sean. It's literally, I just want to do the best for the city. I think Wellingtonians have been forgotten about for so long now, and I think, I get depressed when older people tell me that they no longer feel welcome in our city because, we're doing so many things, pushing up rates to the point whereby they can hardly afford to live here, and then, removing car parks so that places like the, Courtney Place chemist closed down, which for a lot of people was their one source of easy access to medicine. So, I think for me, really, I'm a proud Wellingtonian. I've been here 55 years, all my life. I've never wanted to live anywhere else. I'm starting to question whether Wellington is the place I still want to live. I know a lot of my friends are saying the same thing, and that's only started happening in recent years, and that to me is depressing. So I'm all about Wellington, mate. I'm not really interested in national politics, and I won't ever get into national politics. But Wellington, I want to do the best we can for that.
Yeah.
And, at some point, people are going to have to start standing up. Good people are going to have to start standing up, and people are going to have to start voting. If I lose this election, it literally will be because 18-year-old students who have arrived in the last few days for O Week have been inspired to vote in an election when they probably will only be in Wellington for 9 months. Or maybe a couple of years during the university, have probably never paid any rates or rent.
Actually, look, I think you raise a really good point, Karl, and the reason that Wellington local body politics is odd is that it is full of people who are moving on or want to move on to the national stage or have come from the national stage, like Tori Whanau, of course, who'd worked for the Greens and was clearly highly politicised, and she's got Green Party people at a national level around her and Labour Party people. So there is very much, I think that skews the local bodiness of Wellington local bodies, to be honest, in a not productive or good way for the city.
I think one of the other things is we've ignored consultation to the